Welcome back to the channel. I'm Merle Mayer, and I have some snow to deal with outside. And my snowblower is pretty beat up. The old Kubota needs it put on, and I gotta fix it first. Have I waited too long? Well, I don't know. My snowblower is pretty awesome, and I'm ready to put it on. There's over 4 inches of snow in the driveway, and the issue that I'm thinking that I waited too long is, well, when I put this away in the fall, I was like, man, I gotta go through this and make her beautiful. Well, with all the snow that's coming and so on, I'm not sure how I'm gonna repair it. The issue that I have is, well, as you can see in here, there's a lot of gravel. My yard has gravel and so on. My dog used to leave bones around, and there is some spots in here. I can put my hand underneath. I can put my hand under the blades. And so this thing's chewed up. It's not working as good as it used to, for sure. So do I want to patch it, or do I really want to fix it? I think this year it might be patched, but let's find out. The issue with this thing is it has just gotten completely beat up over the years. I mean, there's probably, I can measure it, but there's well over an inch in the deepest spot there, and it's pushing through. Like there's some holes right through this. So what I was gonna do is pull this all apart, and I was going to make a new ring and put a new ring in here. But I have to remove this snow by the end of the day, and I gotta get this thing fixed. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just lay some strips in there, punch some holes in it, and deal with doing a repair at a later date. I would definitely say this is the not right way to do this, but you know, eventually I'll just rebuild this whole thing. Probably not gonna happen because this is gonna work, but the plan is one day I will fix this right. So this is really bowed out here real bad, and I'm just gonna take a hammer. I checked the thicknesses on everything. It's gotta be a metric size because it's between 14 gauge and 1/8 inch. So body hammer, you're gonna wreck. So just take a hammer. So this is rough, I mean really rough. This had a huge high spot in it, and now it's like really reasonably level in here. So I've taken a ton out. I could bang on it away a little bit longer, but I think I'm gonna move to the other side. It's pretty nice. So I've never looked at the bottom of this snowblower, but I guess today is the day. Haha, beautiful. I do have to tell you, I never expected this. This is a bit of a game changer. I think, I know this is worn thin, but I think I can do a bit of an easier repair on this, maybe throw a patch on it. I'm really excited about this. I thought this was gonna be nasty, but this should be a really quick hack. I don't like hacking, but I like hacking sometimes. So I have to say, this is 5 years of total abuse of my snowblower on gravel and garbage. a bulge like this, just not as big, carried into there. And yeah, I've left some unwanted scars in there, but it is coming along. I am put the light in front of you. I am quite excited that I don't have to rip this whole thing apart right now, and I'm going to keep going. Is it perfect? Nope. So I'm thinking this metal's so stretched in here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and get this area parallel to this, and then I'm gonna rip this out and maybe weld in a heavier spot, a spot of maybe 10 gauge. I'll bend it up and put a band of 10 gauge in, because obviously this is the hardest hit spot. So this is going to turn out to be a bit better repair than I thought I was going to do today. It's totally awesome. So I can push this past where I want to get that level. But that metal's so stretched, it's just going to be a really mess. Feels like a bone shape here. This is probably where a bone got lodged. That's eyeballing up real nice. So all I'm gonna do is grab a piece of 1/8 flat or whatever flat, maybe 10 gauge. I'll see what I got laying over there, real easy. I'm just gonna take and just roll it in the vise, like just bend it up, make it fit. Cut that out, weld it in. This is a piece of 10 gauge. And all I did is took it in the vise with the jaw closed, bent it over, moved it down until I hit the bottom of the vise. And then I wedged it against the backside, opened the vise, and just kept using my fat belly to bend this. And this is piece of gauge is gonna go in there. I'm gonna have to bend it a bit differently, but now I can just take and hack this out. It is a hack job, but kind of freeing. So to get a rough start, all I'm gonna do is scratch this on the bottom with an awl. I love kneeling on gravel and stuff. It's just kind of the thing I like to do. You know, the more gravel you get under your knees, the better you feel. As well as the more confined the space is, the more efficient your work is. So make sure that when you're doing something like this, that you leave junk around. It's just awesome. Don't do that. I don't know why I'm doing this. I should have this on the bench. It's a bunch of fibrous material. I cleaned the corrals in the winter with this, so it's probably poo. So we'll just clean this all out of here. I don't want to have a poo fire in here. It would probably stink if you had a poo fire. It's debatable. I'm not sure what to call it. Is it a poo fire or a poop fire? Neither one. I don't want it. So I kept moving this to try and not cut my flinger fingers when I'm doing this. So these fling the snow out the chute. Obviously, I'm gonna have to take and make this a little bit bigger, and I'm gonna have to take some bend out of this. She's thick material, but it shouldn't be too bad. Old one, bad. Not much left in there. The edges are good, but here, man, that feels thin. So up the top side here is real thin. Look at that. So I don't really want to do a lap weld on this. Or, yeah, not a lap weld, I want to do a butt weld on this, so I'm going to stick it on there, rescribe it, and then grind off what else I need to take off. Pretty, really pretty. That is going to fit in there beautifully. Oh, exciting. I'm just taking a 90-degree O-ring pick to mark this end, which is going to be further, because as you flatten this out, this piece gets longer. And I definitely want the thicker material up that way. So I don't know how good that marked. Oh yeah, marked it. Marked it. We're good. I'm gonna have to highlight it with something else though, because it's hard to see. She is a beautiful day when you can take, yeah, it's a bit of a hack, but you can take and make your work a little simpler. Oh. She's a beautiful day. I can see clearly now. Reminds me of a song. I don't think I'm gonna attempt that on camera. Not yet. You never know. Could be famous for my singing. Famously bad for my singing. So I got a bit of a theory. I could cut off about another 1/8 of an inch here. The snow rotates in this direction. I want it flush on the inside. The nice thing when you're working with snow or dirt or something that packs, if you have high spots on the inside, it's going to collect in there and it's going to wear against itself. But in this case here, what I'm hoping to do is if I tuck that end in the inside, it will maybe not wear quite as much up in here. Don't know, I'm going to try it. So let's see how that works. I'm going to flush mount it on this side, over here. And make it on the inside there if I can. If I can. I want it flush here. First day with my new hands. So this might be a little bit of butchering as I go along, using the body saw and so on to open gap, but gotta start somewhere, so I'm just gonna clean the paint off this now. Carry on. Okay, I'm just going to clean this crap up and get the welder set up. Maybe get something to kneel on because I'm just enjoying the hard floor. Beautiful. So we'll do the 10-second tidy, hey? My most favoriteest thing is I have a huge shop to work in, but I like cramming myself in a corner. It's just something that's just great to do. So what I've done is I tried to make this a little bit too tight, left it as tight as I could. I use it all to try and get it, you know, relatively straight and so on. So this material is thicker than this, so I want a tiny bit of a lip on the outside here. And what I did is made it nice and tight, tacked this corner, pounded it in. It is flush while it's got a lip till right here. And then you can see on the inside, it's scooped in. It's about 1/8 of an inch overlap there. I'm gonna be pounding it so it's tight as I tack it. And this repair, I think, is going to be better than the original because it is thicker material. But there we go. I am pretty stoked. So this is all warped and contoured and whatever. This is perfect up to here, but the end is going up, and it's because this is bowed out And so this right up into here is really good. So what I did here is I'm layering tacks, and it's gonna let it cool and suck that end down, which is definitely happening. So if I weld in that direction, it's closing that material there. And you can see that this is allowing it to go under, pull down. You can actually hear it. Don't know if you can hear it on camera, but it's making some click, click noise. What I want to do is hope you can experience the sound this thing makes when I weld it, and you can hear the metal pull, because I've done this for years and years and years, and I still absolutely love it. So there's a bit of gap in here. I mean, it's in the inside as well, because it is, but I still need to pull this down so that I can get this flusher. So I'm just gonna do this. Hopefully I don't blind you here, but I don't think I will. I don't know how this works on camera too well. That's the weld cooling and pulling itself down. So metal is being moved. Okay, enough of that. Let's keep working. So even though this is my yard hot rod, this isn't how I would normally be welding a hot rod up, but she is fast and dirty, and I'm gonna have this thing repaired and clearing snow soon. So not a big fan of downhill welding, but that weld right there was downhill, and you can see it is burned all the way through. And we did a horizontal in the back. She's hot. It's got quite the bead through there. Now all I need to do is tap that into position, and I'm gonna weld this one edge and then flip it back over, probably to weld the back side, because I don't want a big bead in there that I gotta grind off. But we definitely have decreased the clearance, even though the clingy thingies got some bends in them. So this one here doesn't, but there's no way I'm getting my fingers in there now. It can be back like new. Just using the fins to press my piece down. And I can tack that corner. I'm going to tack it pretty tight. Yeah, wow, that worked. I got clearance there. It's beautiful. So I'm gonna run a bead right there and hope I can't see. I'm gonna run that bead, and I'm gonna hope that it is a little high, so hopefully this will build up with snow and not get chewed through. It's brutal weld in there. Well, I guess we're gonna go this way. Okay, back over she goes. We'll see what clearance we got here. We got clearance, Clarence. We got clearance. I do have to say this is not my proudest moment in my welding history, and I just want to show off how beautiful those welds are. I'm just so grateful of the gift I've been given. Okay, let's get serious. So she's a hack weld. She's burned through all the way. This is going to be on the bottom. I don't even care about it. Normally I would paint this Kubota Dragon, no, Kubota orange, and I am just going to give it a shot of black because I can, and we'll be styling. I was gonna paint it black, but then I just went into my used paint can area, and I really thought, you know, I can't paint her black. And I just thought I gotta be able to answer. Does that thing got a Hemi? So we're gonna go Hemi orange, because then I can say, yeah, she's got a Hemi. It's our little secret. This is snowblower got a Hemi. So it's pretty hot. Might see some steam coming off. Look at that. Kubota Hemi. She's the right color. Things that make you go, That literally is like almost the right color. She's got a Hemi. I am absolutely thrilled about this repair. I took and beat on this with a hammer, and I mean, you can see how pooched it was. And it was even worse before I beat on this with a hammer. And I mean, she's a bit of a, well, she is a hack, but I am super happy with that. This is gonna get me going again until one day I put a whole new ring in, like that'll ever happen with this kind of repair. I think I'm gonna be doing more of these. Anyway, we'll go and get it on the tractor and play. I hope this gives you some ideas to fix your snowblower. It might not be as big as this or as little as this, but doing the repair on it, I really like that I was able to put in heavier material. It turned out pretty good. If you have any comments or questions about this, please put that in the comments. And thanks so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.